Hello, 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 hello. It is your baby boomer Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia. Back with another Create and Relate. And I'm tired. Oh boy. I am a little past tired. And all of my dozing offs last night, I think I successfully got about 30 minutes of sleep. And I shut down. I've been shutting down a little earlier than my typical time here lately. My typical time is like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I sleep for a few hours and I get up and do my day. I'm going to take a couple of naps throughout the day. Last time I looked at the clock, hey, Joe. I love you, sis. Yeah, I typically shut down between 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, John, do I sound okay? Or do I sound warped? Because today I pulled me up on the phone and the Chromebox, the Chromebook, whatever this thing is called. I smiling. Oh boy. So I go back and I listen to my videos, and when I do the lives, streaming out on my Chromebook sounds kind of wonky at first, and then it will clear up and then it goes back to being wonky. So what I decided to do was pull StreamYard up on my phone as well, because I think it sounds a little better coming from there. Let's see if we can make this work. Thank you. Okay, how about it? Hold on. Okay, I keep forgetting I have to. Mm-mm. Hold on, bear with me, please. I'm trying to turn up the volume down. Okay, I might just have to go back to the other one. Add to the stage. Remove from the stage. Unmute. Okay. Okay, I thought I took this one out. I know I get a clearer picture with the phone. Okay. So can you hear me now? I got a whole lot of little get rid of it. Hmm. This is not fun right now. I had pulled it up on my phone and my Chromebook. So what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to exit out of my phone altogether. Oh, it has already been a day. Already. Mm-mm. And now I have this other box. I don't see it on the TV, so hopefully you all are not seeing what I'm seeing. It keeps inviting me to add an item, and there's this person sitting there, and I don't want, it looks AI generated, but I don't want them there. Okay, well, I'll look at the messages as they pop up. I hope that I sound better now. Um, this thing won't go away. So like it was 1:14. So it's like, okay, I know I want to get up at 7. So this will give me a little less than 6 hours to get sleep. All night long, as soon as I would nod out, it would either go straight into a dream where something crazy was happening, or I would just jump up for no reason. So I think I effectively got like about 30 minutes of sleep last night altogether, not at one time. One of the dreams I had was about the daggone turtle. We've barely had the turtle any time. So why am I dreaming about the turtle? It's crazy, I know. But the turtle is fine. I don't know if you know or not, Joan, but the turtle's name is Sonic. And we don't know if it's a girl or boy yet. We're waiting for it to grow a little more. We're supposed to be able to tell by the color of the eyes. And right now the eyes are brown, which indicate girl. But Sonic is about that big. And that's from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail. And that's about a quarter of an inch growth in a week. Oh, my Lord. I know it's no point in me getting up there laying down because right now I couldn't anyway, because when this is done, I have about an hour before it's time to go get the kids. I started working on this at 4 o'clock Tuesday. I had a nice long piece that I've shown in other videos where I had done 30 rows, and now this is down to 2, 4, 6. This is back down to 8 rows. So I have frogged 22 rows. I now have this working out of that. The blue I have rolled up in, well, the teal, the aqua, whatever color. I rolled it up into a ball and put it aside. I am going to use all of this color to make a bag, not like a market bag. I'm legitimately making like a pocketbook with handles. What prompted that, you ask? I have no idea. No, in my dream, it was like three turtles, and where I thought I was holding Sonic, I was always holding one of the other turtles. It's like his mom and dad were here, and they were, I'm not afraid of them or anything. I'm not afraid of turtles. I've had turtles before. But they were just crawling around, and it's like every time I thought I picked up Sonic, I was actually picking up one of the bigger. I don't necessarily, well, you can't really play with them. They're just like, they're those animals that are calming, or pets that are calming. All you can really do is watch them. They have about an 85-year lifespan. So it's something that, the grandkids can enjoy long after we're gone, and possibly their kids, and maybe even their kids. But what I do is like take him out of his habitat and put him on the bed, let him crawl around. My daughter took him to the store the other day, and he urinated in her hand. She was like, "Mama, I rescued him. I feed him. I bathe him every day." And she does. She does. She takes like lukewarm water and a toothbrush, and she cleans his shell and his little feet and his tail. Makes sure to wipe his little butt every day. Every day. We know that he's growing not only because you can see the difference in size, but also because you can see where he's kind of scaly. So that means he's shedding. But yeah, in my dream, I would pick Sonic up and I would call myself letting him crawl in my hand. And it was always one of the bigger turtles. They would appear in my hand instead of Sonic. Maybe it was an indication that he's growing quickly. I don't know, or that he's going to be with us for a while. And that's a good thing. We had our inspection yesterday. And nope. We had our inspection day before yesterday. And wait a minute. Yeah, Tuesday. And I'm not going to say that it went well, because I don't think it did. But I am upset about it because I did what I could do, and I still don't feel like it was quite enough. When it came to them coming back to my bedroom, there is still yarn everywhere. It looks a lot better than it did, but it's still, there is a lot of room for growth. So I've got yarn in that room over there on the top shelf. I don't know if you can see the blue and yellow bag. I still have. Oh, I think I finally got them all out. Thank you. I finally got all of the totes. They had yarn in them out of the closet. So now we just have those two bags. Those two bags need to be wound into little cakes. which means that they're going to go back into totes, but they're not going to just be dumped into totes right now. Those 2 bags will probably go into 3 totes, but that's like 9 totes of yarn that I put up there. And I really want to um, get everything compacted and out here so that I can work on it. If y'all see me blow and wince, please try to look past it. Gout is back with me, y'all. It is. I like this. I'm using my thermal half double crochet, so it's really thick, and even when you pull it, sorry, but even when you pull it, it still gives you that integrity, you know. And no, it's not the quilted, it's the thermal, it's my stitch. Oh, boy. It doesn't necessarily work up quickly, but it does use up yarn because it's almost like putting 2 half double. Mm-hmm. It's like putting 2 half double crochets together side by side. So it's very thick. It's very thick. And doing this in cotton make for very good hot pads, pot holders, those types of things. Because of course it won't melt it won't melt. It doesn't melt cotton. It will melt the acrylic. It is coming along. It is coming along. I need it to come along a little faster. Today should have been the drawing for the last Boggy Creek number. I mean, the last Luck of the Draw number. I have not gone to check it yet. I will probably do that once I complete the live. And then I will take the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to rush myself. I will take the next 2 weeks to complete those projects. Um, Mainly because I want to, focus on being prepared or getting myself prepared for the upcoming auction. And I still want to do some things around the house. I know the inspection is over, but these are things that I wanted to do for a while. My daughter wants to get the carpets professionally cleaned, which in our very first lease, there was a promise that the carpets would be cleaned once a year free. If we needed them cleaned more than that, it would be our responsibility. But they've not cleaned the carpets in the 5 years that we've been here at all. Um, that's a plus and a negative. The plus is we managed to keep the carpets pretty good, and they're light colored carpets. The bad part of that is it is 5 years of wear and tear. So the fibers don't stick up or sit up like they used to. And they look at it, and that's to them it looks okay because it's not dirty. But for me, I can tell the difference because I'm in it every day. Those of you who don't follow Yes Michelle, consider it. Consider it. She teaches some very, 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 very valuable lessons about starting a YouTube channel or even enhancing your own YouTube channel. And I know that it has been an absolute, it's been amazing for me. The journey has been amazing for me. She is a dynamic teacher, and it has been absolutely awesome. And if I could thank her a million times every day, I would. And hello to everybody who's in but not in. I appreciate you. I ask that everybody leave thumbs. I hope you guys are not getting, I hope you're not getting any ads. I'm not monetized. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33. This is 36. Yeah, it'll be. Ooh, I apologize. It'll be a little more than 2 of the little 6 balls that I had. That is the colorway I'm working with. That was the other color that I got, but I think I'm going to use that for something else altogether. I have cousins to it all around. So I'm going to find something to go with it. $44, $45. I put up a video last night about splitting yarn and having long enough ends. You know what, Joan? As far as the surgeries are concerned, the excitement it's like that bubble has popped. When the insurance took a flop like it did, I'm not sure how everything is going to proceed from here. I was accepted for the new insurance. It is supposed to start May 1st. All of my appointments are in May. So it looks like everything is good to go. But until it happens, I'm not believing it anymore. I know we are creatures who were designed to believe. But when you take so much away from a person, it's hard for that belief to stay there. You know, I'm not discounting anything positive that happens. But the hope, the wonder, the jolliness, all of that is just non-existent right now. I don't even think that part has to do with me being tired. I think it's just because of um, events and circumstances that have happened. No, I'm not down. I'm just, I have, I'm prepared for the best, but I expect the worst. I think that's the right way to put it. Because of the way things have gone in my life, I am bracing myself for the fallout. And I think that's where I have to leave it, because my hopes had gotten like really, really, really up there. And then when everything started going through and it started looking good, it was like Hawkeye shot an arrow and it deflated my whole balloon. One thing I wanted to talk to, and I was hoping more were going to be here today, because I want to restructure the channel without taking out any of the key factors. Like what I mean, I want to have, like today, I want to have a discussion about how you feel about implementing things in the channel. Like I have my video stars for the week. I want to pull that into a day that I will introduce these people, which means that I will have to spend the prior week, at least 3 days in the prior week or the previous week, looking at their content so that I'm not passing along somebody bogus. Okay. I saw something on my calendar. And I was like, wait a minute, that's an appointment. What is that for? But that's the day of assessment. But I want to keep the ASL, of course. I want to get into phrases, but we have to get past the numbers and the colors, especially being that we deal a lot with counting. And colors. So I really want to get into the phrases. I also want to keep the video stars of the week, because I think it's so important for us to help each other out. Not just come under the ones that we know, but if we as creators, Pebbles, hi Pebbles, I'm talking about restructuring the channel. I want to keep the ASL. I want to keep the video star of the week, but I'd have to pick a day to put that person out there. And I think I want that to be on Sundays, so I can spend like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the previous week going over their material. I want to I don't know if you all remember or even had the United Way chart that used to hang like in school or in classrooms. And if the school's raising X amount of dollars, they would keep it on that little bubble. It was like a thermometer. I want to do one of those because I still need Michelle told you what we do. We keep notes on top of notes on top of notes. I got notes, y'all. But I still need watch hours. Okay, I like your video star part, but I don't know how to get to those exact. Usually, Joan, I try to put that information in the description box below. I will put their name. I need to learn. I'm still in the learning process myself. So I'm trying to learn how to copy the link and put their link down there. So I'm still working on that. But I am taking lessons on how to edit, how to present and edit myself. So I'm hoping that's a part of it. I also am asking, praying, believing, hoping, and wanting more in so that I can have a moderator. Because sometimes, like the other day, there were just, I think, 7 of us at a time. And I found that, in trying to keep up with everything that I was saying, I didn't want to make anyone feel left out. And I think the moderator, and Michelle does an excellent job when she's here of inviting everyone in. And she's phenomenal. She is absolutely phenomenal. So I want to look into having a moderator. I want to, like I was saying about the temperature bubble, because I need views, I need viewing hours. I need to create more shorts. I know that, because you need like 10 million views, and that's no joke. That is no joke. I was like, what in the world? What are they talking about? Is this even accomplishable? No, come on, guys. Let's be realistic. But it's YouTube, and they're going to do what they do because they like doing what they do. But I want to have those bubbles so that I can show the progress along the way. I also want to have the bubble for subscribers, because I think to see it, the only problem with that is ever since I hit, I think it was 344. It's like I'll have 344 now. And when I check it tomorrow, it will be 343. And then I come back, I will have gained 2 or 3. So it goes up, let's say 346. And then I come back, it's down to 345 or 344. So it'll go up, but it drops. And it's been doing that ever since I was at 344. Pebbles, you are absolutely right. You that, yes, ma'am. Okay, I get it. Thank you. I think because of the fact that I was wanting to reach a more intimate crowd was the reason I was doing it in videos instead of in shorts. But you are absolutely right. I can do it that way. And that would definitely work. That would definitely work. I want to, what else did I wanted to do? I wrote it all down. Let's start the week. I got my ASL. Oh, I want to have sessions where I'm actually winding my little cakes. Because, like I said, eventually all of my yarn stash is going to be gone. It sounds like it might be a sad day. And it's just my belief about it. I know people who have kept yarn for 20, 30 years. But in my mind, and until I can fix that part of my mind, after I used to know the funny sign, I don't know play it by ear, but I can sure look them up and learn it. I can get that for you right now. AFL funny. 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 That's cute. And this is how I look it up. I look them up, and when I see something that's cute, I sit here and oh my God, I just go stupid over it. But that is so cute. Funny. It's like your L hand, your L. Okay, you make your Y and put it next to your ear. And I don't know play. Or do I know play? But funny is the L and flick the nose. Funny. Funny. Oh, that's cute. I'm so tickled right now. Ear. Like that. Did I do it right? Like I said, it's learning for both of us. So if I can learn as well, hey, I'm happy. Higher next to ear shake. So is it like flat or play it by? Yeah, okay. Now see, I understand yes to be the S, but I know that you can also make it with the Y. So play it by ear. Flat. Okay. Play it by ear. That's cool. Because the one they gave me was, but that's more go with the flow, which is pretty much the same thing, but I like precision too. I learned something. Okay. Play it by ear and funny. Cool. The ones that I recorded today are under the X. And you know that there are not that many words that begin with the letter X. So I had to use other words where the beginning of the beginning of the word, the first syllable of the word is X, not X itself, but EX. I started to attend the Carolina School for the Deaf and Blind when I was dating a deaf gentleman. But at the time, I was taking carpentry. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Pebbles. Uh, at the time, I was taking carpentry, and it was such a race for me. When we started carpentry, the first quarter of the second part, second year actually, it was me and another young lady. She lasted the first quarter. The second quarter, she wasn't there. So it was all that I could do to prove that I belonged there. I was hoping that she was going to stay. I don't even remember her name now, but I was hoping that she was going to stay. I kind of knew when I first saw her that she wasn't because she leaned more towards the dainty side. This is carpentry. It's a lot of climbing. It's a lot of hammering nails, a lot of measuring, a lot of carrying heavy equipment. And she came to class every day with a beautiful top covered by the little jackets that we used to wear. They gathered at the waist. You never really closed it. You know, it gathered at the waist and then it ruffled out around the bottom and had the popcorn sleeves. But she came through every day with one of those on. And I was like, she's not. it's not going to last. I knew it, you know. So when it came time for the second quarter, the only person to drop out was her. And then one of the guy, oh my God, Anthony, I will not forget his first name ever because he was so sweet. He was really, really, really sweet. He was a dancer by heart. He really wanted to dance. And he went to a club one night and somebody outside yelled out the name Anthony, and every Anthony in the parking lot turned around, but he got 5 projectiles from one of those, and fortunately he lived. Um, the one that did the most damage um, spread once it made contact. So he had fragments. They pulled 2 fragments from his heart. And we all just knew that he wasn't going to make it. Um, it was like for 2 weeks we were in the lab. It was the lab portion of our class. We would be in the lab and nobody was really doing anything, you know. And Mr. Wheeler, which I called him Papa, that Papa was concerned that we were going to fall behind. But he wasn't faulting anybody because all of us loved Anthony. Oh my goodness. Anthony was the sweetest. And I don't mean to talk about him now like he's past tense because he did survive. He did survive. And it was, with me being the only female, everybody was really, you know, it wasn't like they were only worried about Anthony. They were worried about how it was going to affect me because all of these guys became my brothers, you know, and I never walked home from school alone. I always walked to school by myself for the first 2 quarters because they never knew what time I left. But once they got to learning what time I left, I never again walked to or from school alone. If it was the bunches of them or if it was just one, they would never let me walk home alone. And when it came time for him to be released from the hospital, nobody would tell me anything because he had already made up in his mind that he was going to come up to the school and surprise me. And me not knowing, oh my goodness, me not knowing, I walked into the lab that day and I pulled out a bookcase that I had started on. It was something very different. I was doing the carving on it actually. And it sounded like I heard his name. I mean, I heard his voice. It sounded like I heard his voice. And back then I didn't have my nickname Kitty then. Everybody knew me by my family nickname. And he called out that name and I instantly started crying because I thought that I was hearing a ghost. And I thought me hearing him so vividly meant that he was gone. And I'm standing there and I'm crying and I'm crying. And I had to get off of the tool that I was on because with me having that type of emotion, it was dangerous. So I got myself together because I heard it again. So then I was like, okay, it's somebody else. And for some reason, they just sound like him. And I cleared my face and everything. I got sawdust everywhere, all over my face, all over my hands, you know. And I turned around and there he stood. And he had to do this. Because I just wanted to run and grab him. And he was like, hey. So I gave him an air hug from a distance. And yeah, I love those guys. I love all of those guys. we shared moments outside of carpentry. It's like they took turns bringing me home. And I remember the oldest one in the class was MacArthur. MacArthur was in his late 30s. And he was taking me home one day. He was taking a bunch of us home. And he stopped to drop one guy off. And there were children playing in the yard. And there was this one child that was over to the side. And she looked like the seizures that I have now, where she was just kind of, and I knew something was wrong with her. I had never seen it before, but I knew something was wrong. And without thinking, I immediately jumped out of the car and I heard her gasping or trying to gasp for air. And I immediately picked this baby up, flipped her upside down, and did the 2 hits in the back, and the candy came rolling out of her mouth. And the mother came to the door as I was hitting her in the back. I didn't think. I'm glad I did what I did. If I had to do it all over again, I would. The mother tried to sue me. She called the police and said that I was beating on her child. And MacArthur and Archie and David all got out of the car, and they were like, no, 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 no. She saved her life. She was choking. And she was like, choking on what? And finally, one of the guys picked up the piece of candy. And she was like, oh, my God. Because it was in her pocketbook. And the child had gotten in her pocketbook and picked up the candy. Of course, there were other things in her pocketbook that the child could have gotten. Thank God she didn't. So when the police got there, she, explained to them what she saw. And she didn't understand what was happening. But she told them, he had the guys to tell what happened. And I didn't get in trouble. But then a police officer pulled me over to the side and he explained to me, just because you know what you know, you have to be careful when you do what you do. And I told him, I said, I understand, but I'm a mother. And it's instinctual that if I see a child in trouble, I'm going to help that child. If it means that I have to get in trouble doing it, I'm going to help that child. It's instinct. That's what I do. A week after that, MacArthur, the one who was driving, was playing basketball in front of his home with the neighborhood kids. And he had a massive heart attack. So he was the first guy that we lost. And of course, this was after the Anthony situation. And then one of the guys I dated 2 of the guys. I dated Harold for a little while, and it just didn't work. Harold, bless his heart, he didn't work. So he just stayed in brother. But there was Kenny. Kenny was the next oldest. Kenny was a sweetheart. Kenny was a caretaker as well as a carpenter. And his caretaker, the person he took care of, just happened to be my cousin. And I didn't know it until I went to see her one day. She wasn't somebody that I would visit often because she was blind and she was very self-sufficient and she was very jealous. Anytime I would go see her, Kenny was never there. So I didn't know that this is the guy she says in her mind she was seeing. In his mind, he was a caretaker. He did not live there. He just went over to take care of her 3 days a week. And when he went to pick up his paycheck for taking care of her, I was like, okay, I got a little more at ease. So he asked me to go with him one day. As he was going by, he said, this is my day to go check on her, but I want to go out later. So if you can come with me over here to make sure she's okay. I'm like, okay. And as we're getting close to that, I'm like, I got a cousin that lives over here, and then we step up on the porch. I was like, this is my cousin's apartment. So when she opened the door, I spoke, Kenny spoke, and I already knew she was jealous over whoever this guy was she was seeing. And then I found out that it was Kenny. Yo, it got to be funny. It really got to be funny because I was explaining to her, everything that I had been told. And Kenny was even telling her, he was like, woman, you're going to have to stop that because all I do is come over here and take care of you. I'm not your boyfriend. I never have been your boyfriend. You can't keep doing that. Well, after graduation, as a matter of fact, Kenny and I ended up being the top two in the class. And Papa was not going to let either one of us outdo the other and graduate top of the class. We were either going to have to accept that honor together or he wasn't going to do it. So I went to the school and asked them if I took a separate exam. And the only reason I could not get it was because I didn't go through the first year. So I asked them if they designed an exam just for me so that I could prove that I could do the first year. If I could, graduate top of the class. And the fact that I went to them, they honored that. And I did. I graduated on the dean's list with distinction. I was proud of myself for that. And Kenny was proud of me for going forth with that. Well, about 6 months after that, Kenny was a party type person. He always went to house parties. He went to a house party and my cousin had made her way over there and she was upset with the fact that he was there and not with her. She was still, in her mind. We knew that she had, she suffered from mental illnesses, as well as being blind. But she used the knife on him several times. Michelle! I've been talking about you. Have your ears been burning? I have really been talking about my Michelle. I have. So those are my three great stories for the day. Was it three or two? Three. Because I told you about Anthony. I told you about MacArthur, the two things that happened with MacArthur. I love you for that. I did some replaying for you yesterday too. And I told you about Kenny. So moving forth, I am going to continue with the video start of the week. I'm going to try to consistently put them out on Sundays. I'm going to switch up the days after this month. I am going to switch up the days for the ASL. Sunday and Thursday were working for me until I got a glitch, a personal glitch that happened within the household, and it threw me off. So what I decided to do, following the advice of my beautiful Michelle, is make batch videos. So what I'm going to do moving, as a matter of fact, starting this afternoon because I have time today. I just looked at my wrist and said, okay, I'm stopping. But anyway, after this video, what I plan to do is sit down and just record. And that way, when the days come that these are supposed to be put out, I'll be ready to put those out. I am going to do the video start of the week. And what I do is actually research that person. There were 3 people that I was looking at last night that might fill that spot. I still have to look further into them so that I can give you the good feeling that I have about them. And mind you, I don't look at how popular they are. I don't look at how many views each video gets. I don't look at their subscribers. In the beginning, that's what I was shooting for. But then my heart, my spirit led me in a different direction because not everybody I know knows everybody I know. And there's some people out there that I don't know that I'm still finding, and I'm like, oh my goodness, people need to hear this. So when I feel that others have something to share, I'm going to share that with you all. And that's why I have the video stars of the week. So this is somebody that, and I'm not overwhelming you with like 5, 10, 15 people at one time. I'm going to give you one person. You got a whole week. If you just spend 1 hour, even 15 minutes, and look this person up and catch one of their videos, the decision is on you whether you choose to follow that person or not. But at least you've been exposed to them. It may be somebody that you've run across before and just didn't know, everything. But I'm learning how to find links so that I can post links and not just their channel name. I have one person that I'm subscribed to, and I cannot find her. I cannot find her. And I really want her because I saw a video last night that I believe these two people would be great together. I believe they could help each other. But I know the one. I know the one. I don't know the one that I know of her, but not know her. Okay, I said the ASL. I'm going to get batch recordings of those. And what I'm going to do as I go through and do the pre-editing on them, I'm going to mark it in my book. I'm going to write everything down in my book. And I'm going to, put my little stars beside it. R for this video has been recorded. S for this video has been scheduled. You're going to see a lot of those, and they're going to come across as premieres because I want you guys to be able to talk to each other as well, whether I'm there or not. Okay? And P for posted, so that I'll know that the steps of whether or not they have been done. Winding yarn. It is frustrating to me unless I have someone to talk to, and quite often I try to do it when my grandbabies are not here because they tangle my yarn. Yeah. Now, back to the auction that's coming up on the 26th. That's going to be from 2 to at least 4:30, no later than 5. I do have, hopefully, this is going to be among the items that will be auctioned as we're coming up on summer. I think this is going to make a gorgeous summer bag, not market bag. You can use it as a market bag if you like, but I'm not making it with the intentions of it being a market bag. I'm making it with the intentions of it being a bag. That's why I used my thermal half double crochet, so stuff won't just fall out of it. On Sunday, I plan to go live as well. I'm probably going to do it like a little later in the evening, my time, probably like 8 o'clock in the evening. And it's going to basically be a question and answer session, just so if there's anything more that you want to get to know about me, that's the time to come in. Things that I'm pretty transparent. I am. I can't be anybody but me, so you get authenticity. But I have been asked questions from people local who subscribe to my channel, exactly what happened here, exactly what happened there. So it'll be a little more openness for those who want to know. There's the opportunity for everybody to ask. I don't see it as anyone being nosy because I put it out there. If I didn't put it, if it's anything in my life that I didn't want anybody to know, I wouldn't have opened those doors. I don't have a problem telling anybody anything about my life, good, bad, or ugly, because my philosophy is if it had not been for all of that I went through, I wouldn't be here where I am today. And that's with God's grace, His mercy, His love, and His understanding. That man has been so patient with me. He's the only father that I have known in my life, the earthly father that I knew, that I was able to call my dad for 21 years, was actually my father-in-law. I never, ever, 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 ever met my father. We were never in the same room, same space, because he didn't know anything about me. And there's a story behind that that I don't mind sharing. But if you want to know that story, join me the 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I think it'll be like 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain. I think I covered all 4 of them in the USA. But anyway, follow me or join me then. And anything you want to know, I got you. I got you. I'm an open book. Well, guys, this has been an enjoyable hour. It always is. When I first started, I was down in the dumps because I only got 30 minutes of sleep last night, but I had sipped on coffee. Before I got on, I had sipped on some water. Michelle, please don't be angry with me, but no, I have not taken my medication for 2 days because I'm out. And I will be out until the 1st of May when my insurance kicks in. So it is what it is. I'm trying to compensate by eating healthy foods and eating at healthy times and keeping my spirit up. I'm trying to get my rest, and I know that's part of it. My happy pill helps me sleep, and I don't have it. So there you go. But I gotten up. You guys have helped me get my day started. I thank you for that. I love each and every one of you so totally. I really do. I'm not just saying words. It's heartfelt, and it's conscious and deliberate. Okay? Understand that, know that, feel that. But I always want you to be bold, be brave, be of love, but behave. I got my eyes on you. I love you guys, and I will see you Tuesday at 12 o'clock. Take care, guys. Peace.